when illegal immigrants are trafficked, prostitution, child prostitution, when children and people are kidnapped and their organs are taken so that they can be sold to rich people.
Human trafficking is not only carrying humans from one country to the other illegally. It can also be prostitution, because when illegal prostitution is also human trafficking. Illegal trafficking of human organs is also human trafficking.
It's when people are being used to be deported from one country to another.
For example, when refugees are made to pay to cross over from one country to another, for example from Africa to Malta.
Sure, I've heard of the word, but I know there was a film about it, but I'm not really sure about the term.
Trafficking and waiting for the bus also.
Movement of persons without their consent.
In most cases, the person who is the victim is the person who's being trafficked. I said in most cases because, in my opinion, prostitution sometimes, not all the times, it's brought up on, when someone becomes a prostitute, it's brought up on themselves.
Children, people in third world countries, I don't know.
Society in general.
Human trafficking affects mostly the most vulnerable of people. People who want to leave their countries for perhaps because of war or because of lack of employment. People who go into prostitution because they need money.
Usually it's the poorer people, no? And the less
These people who are desperately in need either to leave a country, for instance, if there's any war happening or something like that.
It depends which human trafficking sector you're talking about. Like in prostitution, I rarely see male prostitutes, but for example, little boys, when they're kidnapped and their organs are taken, obviously then yeah.
Yes, it does affect males, especially males who want to leave their countries because of war, running away from being enrolled in the army, or because there is lack of employment, so they cannot support their families. And even if you consider drug trafficking as human trafficking, this also involves males.
Men affected. I don't think that men...
Indirectly it does.
Of course, yeah.
It doesn't depend on only gender. It does depend on gender. For example, females are probably more vulnerable, so they're more susceptible. But I think in third world countries where people have no rights whatsoever, I think it's something open to both men and women.
They'll promise them the world, leading them into something they don't even know where they're going. Once they're in it, they just can't get out of it. They'll probably be blackmailed in so many ways.
Deceived by being promised certain things.
In regards to children, obviously they don't bring it on themselves. You are born in a certain society and in a certain country, and you don't choose whether you get kidnapped or not. And in respect of illegal immigrants, they do not choose to be born in that country, in a country where there are a lot of political problems, as well as a lot of famine and basically all the problems that they face every day.
They are promised better lives elsewhere. This happens in illegal immigration especially.